In this video, I'll be counting down the top 10 absolute best gym defenders in Pokémon GO. This video is a follow-up to my previous top 10 list where I covered the best gym attackers in Pokémon GO. I will say that this list is probably going to be more important as your ability to successfully defend gyms for extended periods of time will allow you to get the maximum amount of free Pokécoins every day. Every single one of the Pokemon on this list will be your best gym defenders, and most of them are easy to get. If you want to keep up with your free Pokécoin daily intake, make sure you focus on powering up these Pokemon as soon as possible. Now with that said, let's get right into the list. At number 10, we have the Pokemon with the highest base CP in the game, and it is going to be none other than Slaking. Now, the most veteran players will tell you that Slaking, in spite of its ridiculously high all-around stats, is actually one of the worst gym defenders in the game. This is because its crazy high CP means it will have incredibly fast power decay compared to others, and it actually doesn't have a good moveset that will allow it to knock out attackers or force them to use a lot of potions. However, Slaking is still a solid Pokemon to use for gym defense for a number of different reasons. First of all, Slaking is a bit of a noob deterrent. Most players who are unfamiliar with Slaking may look at him defending a gym and just move on. He is quite daunting just based on his stats and CP to most casual players. Thus, it is really good to have alongside other defenders in order to make the gym seem much harder to take down than it actually is. Unfortunately, because Slaking has very little combat potential and gets pretty much knocked out by any fighting type Pokemon with very little effort, I wouldn't place this Pokemon any higher on this list. But if you happen to have any high level ones with Community Day moves, it's still a worthy option if you need to stick a Pokemon into a gym. Coming in at number 9, we have the water type Pokemon Milotic. Now, from an offensive point of view, this Pokemon is quite often overlooked. It doesn't boast any great stats or utility for attacking gyms or raid battles, but Milotic's move pool and high defense stats actually makes this one of the best gym defenders in the game. This is because it has access to both Dragon Tail and Blizzard, making it one of the best for Dragon type users. It also has the very powerful Water type move combination of Waterfall and Surf, making it like a tiny Kyogre that you can have defending a gym. And of course, Milotic has really high defense stat values as well, even more than most of the Pokemon that are much higher on this list. All of these factors actually makes Milotic a solid choice for defending gyms, and unless the attacker has a direct counter Pokemon, they could be taken for a surprise when trying to attack this Pokemon. And at number 8, we have one of my personal favorite gym defenders, and it is Gardevoir. Now, the reason why I have Gardevoir on this list and why it should be considered a top gym defender is because it has the unique trait of having a ton of synergy with some of the most common gym defenders. Even though this Pokemon has some of the weakest stats when it comes to gym defense, its strength mostly lies on its typing and moves. To put it simply, Gardevoir is basically your type coverage gym defense Pokemon. Because it has a powerful type combination of Psychic and Fairy, it is going to have very few counters against it, but at the same time, it will counter most of the most commonly used gym attackers. If you see a gym that is filled with top defenders that are weak against fighting types, for example, use Gardevoir to round out that gym. That way, you can cover a lot of those powerful defenders with one of the strongest counters to fighting types currently in the game. This is why Gardevoir is so tough to deal with and one of the best Pokemon to bolster a gym with a lot of type coverage. Coming in at number 7, we have Togekiss. Now, for everything that is great about Gardevoir, Togekiss is possibly just as good, if not better. For anyone who has dealt with Togekiss in the Go Battle League, you would know that one of its greatest strengths is in its ability to damage down most Pokemon with its fast move charm alone. For the same reason, Togekiss can be a very powerful gym defender. Not only does it pair really well with some of the top gym defenders, but it can deal so much damage to the most common gym attackers. Opponents will be forced to use a ton of potions in order to defeat Togekiss, thus many players may opt to just ignore any gym with one defending it. Thus, Togekiss definitely qualifies as a top gym defender. Coming in at number 6, we have Gyarados. Believe it or not, this water-type Pokemon is one of the best gym defenders due to its offensive capabilities. Like Gardevoir, it doesn't have great defensive stats, but its typing along with its hard-hitting moveset allows it to be a menace in gyms. If you're looking to top off a gym that already has a lot of defensive Pokemon, yet lacks a lot of firepower, then Gyarados is your best choice. This Pokemon has a ton of different moves that you can use for type coverage, and its offensive capabilities means those who are attacking your gym will have to eat through plenty of potions and revives. You will want to watch out for electric type attackers, however, as they do deal double damage against Gyarados. But as long as you can pair Gyarados with ground type defenders and high defense and HP defenders, your gym will stay well defended for quite a long time. Now coming in at number 5, we have Dragonite. Now here is a staple gym defender from the old days. Back when Pokemon GO first launched, it was a nice trophy to have a Dragonite in your collection. And the best way to show it off was of course having it as a defender of your gym. Now Dragonite has always gone beyond just being a show-off Pokemon. It has extremely well-rounded stats, a very good type combination, and it complements other common gym defenders as well. Of course, Dragonite's relevance in gym defense has wavered over time, mostly because more counters to Dragon types have been released over the years. But if you can pair up Dragonite with other powerful Pokemon, you are sure to defend gyms for extended periods of time. I also mentioned that Dragonite has very well-rounded stats, and that is true. Not only is this Pokemon tanky with some really good defense stats, it is also really strong as a damage dealer as well, much like Gyarados. It also has really favorable moves for gym defense, in that both Dragon Tail and Dragon Claw are very difficult moves for attackers to dodge. This all makes Dragonite still one of the premier gym defenders even to this day. Coming in at number 4, we have Snorlax. Now this Pokemon is the classic tried and true gym defender. Snorlax has always been tied to gyms, and even though its status as a top tier gym defender has fallen off over the years, it is still one of the best Pokemon to use. There are several reasons why Snorlax is a great Pokemon for gym defense. For one, Snorlax has great defense stats. It can certainly take a beating, even from the strongest counters. This delay will allow you to get a decent heads up that your Pokemon is being attacked, thus allowing you to berry feed it back up. Another reason is, of course, Snorlax's moves. It has some of the best countermeasures against Pokemon that are strong against it, and in general, Snorlax is very strong offensively. No matter what, this Pokemon is a very solid choice for defending gyms. Coming in at number 3 is going to be Metagross. While many players will know Metagross for its power in the Go Battle League and Raid battles, very few players will realize just how great this Pokemon is for defending gyms. One of the reasons for this is Metagross's powerful moveset, which includes Meteor Mash and Psychic. Both of these moves deal a ton of damage to fighting types, while also dealing a lot of neutral damage to other common gym attackers. Needless to say, Metagross is a very hefty defender that synergizes well with other top defenders. Another reason why Metagross is so high on this list is the fact that most players will not have the best counters for it. You could use a good fire type or dark type, but because Metagross deals such a high amount of damage, most of those attackers may still get knocked out or get a ton of their health removed. Regardless, Metagross is a solid Pokemon for gym defense. You really can't go wrong with this Pokemon. Number 2, Chansey. This Pokemon is primarily designed around defense and defense alone. There is barely any offensive capabilities with Chansey, but it makes up for it with its ridiculously high defense and HP stats. Chansey also has the added benefit of having a low max base CP, which means its power decay will be really low in relation to its defensive capabilities. It also pairs really well with any of the top defenders on this list, as it acts like a solid stall so that players can feed berries. Chansey is also fairly easy to get, as it is a relatively common wild spawn when it is partly cloudy, and Happiny hatches quite often from 5-kilometer eggs. Needless to say, this Pokemon is a very solid choice if you're looking for a solid gym defender that isn't the number 1 on this list. And finally, at number 1, we have none other than Blissey. Seriously, is anyone surprised that this is the top gym defender? Blissey is by far the quintessential gym defender in this game. It has some of the highest HP and defense stats, and it still has a decent attack stat to be a nuisance to attackers. What is the most iconic duo in Pokemon Go? Of course, it is Blissey with Golden Raspberries. If you want to stay in a gym for an extended period of time, power up your highest IV Blissey and stock up on Golden Raspberries. If you are paying close attention to it, you should have no problem keeping this Pokemon in the gym. Even the absolute best counters to Blissey still have extreme difficulty taking it down. It is so tanky, in fact, that most players will flat out ignore any gym with this Pokemon in it. This is because taking on a Blissey by itself, while it is constantly being fed Golden Raspberries, will take several minutes, which most players won't even bother doing. Therefore, I have to say, no matter what, Blissey is the absolute best gym defender in the game and will likely stay that way for a long time. Well, there you have it. These were the top 10 absolute best gym defenders in Pokemon Go. Now I want to hear your thoughts. Is there a particular Pokemon that you use for gym defense that I did not mention here? Let me know in the comments and let's have a great discussion. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. And don't forget that little bell so you stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. And I want to give a quick shout out to my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support this channel in any way, then do consider checking out the links in the description below. But yeah, that's going to be it. Once again, I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, love yourself, and I will catch you all later.